I'm Tiffany M. I live in the 6th district. Real quickly, the 50% plus one is, I think, a hard no from my point of view. That's not a high enough threshold. If we're going to use a threshold to eliminate election, it needs to be an extremely high bar. Otherwise, we're not only going to be messing with voter turnout, we'll be messing with people's interest in actually running, because it's a lot of work. 50 plus one, if you do the math on some of the primaries this last time around, probably may not reflect what you see in the final election. Maybe it does most of the time, but I think that's to just say right out of the gate, if you can't get at least half, then don't bother. That's not going to help us drive more interest, and which would ultimately drive more voter participation. So that one, the 66% I could probably live with, particularly if you combine it with some of the other categories. Like if there are two candidates, there's no primary, they go straight to the general, or if there's only one, they go straight to the general. But we should also make sure that there's always a write-in opportunity if there's only one candidate. What I do think we have to be careful of is confusing voters. I know I sometimes get confused when there are some school board races on a ballot but not on my ballot, or why is there this at large but not that at large. So if we're going to put together a system that we hope will sort of refine this process, we need to make sure that it's extremely clear to folks that if this race is not on your primary, please come back to the general, because they may not, right? So making sure that we do a better job as a city communicating to voters, not about the candidates, but about what their ballot is going to look like and how the system actually works, and actually not tinkering with this so frequently, so that folks do actually feel like they know what the heck is going on. I really like ranked choice voting, and I'm nowhere near as well versed as any of the people that have spoken at the 2 meetings I've been to. And I think the reason that it's not getting its due visibility here is because of the timeline that you guys have been given. And no one has talked about that yet tonight, but we should truly be looking at ranked choice voting, and you as a commission should have the time that it takes to hear very broad, deep information on how this works and talk to other municipalities that have used it, as opposed to, I think the previous gentleman kind of has a point, we're sort of getting there, or we're trying to do that, but we haven't quite pulled it off. So.